you have already learned about the graphs. So it is time to study average velocity and instantaneous velocity. These matters are displayed in your book NCERT, same book, volume 1, part 1, part 1, class 11. So average velocity. Suppose let us concentrate to this picture. Figure number 3.4, page number 42. Actually, the matter displayed in your textbook or book is really very interesting, but I am displaying this or analyzing this in very lucid manner that will be very easy to understand by you. Suppose this is x-axis, x means displacement, x means displacement. Conventionally, this is y-axis. But this is application of mathematics. This is purely class of physics. And this is displacement axis and this is time axis. So this axis has been termed as t in second. That means different times will be displayed here or plotted here along this axis by time, and time is measured in second, and different displacement of the particle will be plotted along this axis x1, x2, etc. etc. Let us suppose a particle is moving along the x-axis. Suppose this is x-axis. Now concentrate on this straight line. And this straight line has been divided into different parts. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 7 centimeter, 8, 9, 10, etc. etc. And this is an ant, very common creature. An ant is moving from this point O towards this point X, and you are measuring the movement of this ant with your watch. There is a watch also here, and this watch is marked like this: 1 second, 0 second, actually 0 second, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, in this manner. 4 second, this is 6 second. So when time is 0, the ant is here. When time is 1 second, ant is here. When time is 2 second, ant is here. When time is 3 second, ant is here. Actually, this ant is very intelligent. Our thought experiment. For thought experiment, Galileo was famous for thought experiment. Actually, experiment, he did not conduct the experiment, but the experiment was thought experiment. So this is one kind of thought experiment. In our thought experiment, this experiment is going on in our mind, and the ant is moving from 0 to x along the x-axis in such a manner. When time is 0 second, the ant is at this position. When this is ant is at here at this point at 1 centimeter, the watch shows time is 1 second. Now, if you want to plot the movement of the ant, that means the displacement of the ant, and time observed by you in such a manner that a graph will be produced. Then we will get a graph like this. We will get a graph like this. Suppose this is time axis. This is time axis. This is distance axis, x. Then when 0, this is 0. When time is 1, x is equal to 1. When time is 2, x is equal to also 2. X is equal to 1, 2, etc., 3, 4, etc. When time is 3, x is equal to 3. When time is 4, x is equal to 4. And we will get a straight line like this. And this straight line will show the movement of the ant along this direction, 0 to x direction, and time will show by this clock. So this information given by this graph and the information from this arrangement, that means the line and the clock arrangement, these informations will be same, but the method of information sending or receiving information is different. We may receive the information from this story, that means this is the movement of the ant, or from this story, it is not a story, it is a graphical representation. Now this particular graph shows when the time is 0, the displacement is 0, and this marking on this line, if the markings on these lines are in algebraic manner, that means x1, x2, etc., x2, etc., x3, etc., and time is equal to t1, t2, t3, etc., then we may get a curve like this. Suppose this is the graph. This is the graph obtained from the information received from this story about the movement of the ant. Then we will get a graph, and suppose this point is P1 and P1 corresponding to P1, the time is T1 and distance is x1, and when the ant moves to point P2, the displacement is x2 and time is equal to t2. So time required by the ant to move from x1 to x2 is equal to t2 minus t1. Initial time is equal to t1 and final time is equal to t2. Hence, we can say the time required by the ant to move from x1 to x2 is equal to t2 minus t1. Okay. So, we may write the displacement or distance traveled, though displacement and distance have different meaning. But we have restricted our idea. The ant is moving along a straight line. So in this case, displacement and distance traveled is same, and the ant is moving along the same direction. That means it is positive x direction this ant is moving. So displacement is equal to displacement is equal to x2 minus x1. You must understand it. X2 minus x1. So this is the displacement, and the time taken is equal to t2 minus t1. Now we know the speed or velocity. In this case, speed and velocity will be same because we have restricted our idea that the ant is moving along the same direction, x direction, and it is moving along positive x direction continuously. So we can say the average velocity is equal to total displacement by total time is equal to x2 minus x1 by t2 minus x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t. Now, if we discuss further on this expression, average velocity, then we required some extra area here. So I am just making some room for you for our discussion. So average velocity, V average is equal to x2 minus x1 whole divided by t2 minus t1, and if we say x2 minus x1 is equal to delta x and t2 minus t1 is equal to delta t, then V average is equal to delta x by delta t. So this is the expression for average velocity. Okay, this is the expression for average velocity. While solving problems, we again mention the formula and graph also. Now from this graph, we can say this is this red line and this red line, the two lines, and another line we can draw here of different color. This is another line. Now if we transfer this triangle to this position, this is the hypotenuse, this is the base, and this is the height. Now this distance is delta x and this distance is delta t. So delta x by delta t, if this angle is theta, is equal to tan theta. Delta x by delta t is equal to tan theta. Or This may be called the slope of displacement time graph. That means the slope of displacement time graph gives the average velocity. And if we again concentrate on the variables, x means displacement, x is dependent upon t, or x is a function of t. X is a function of t. So we may say the slope of displacement time graph, or slope of slope of graph given by the function x is equal to function of t. The same meaning. So in this discussion, we have used our previous idea on trigonometry, algebra, and calculus also. Now we shall concentrate on instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity has been discussed in your book by a figure given by figure number 3.6 and page number 43. You must consult two pages from your book, page number 42 and page number 43, and also page number 44. Page number 43, 42, 43, and 44. All three pages. But remember, you may not understand all the informations given in your book, but the informations given through this video lecture will be easily understandable for you. So you must rely on this video, or consult this video at first, or go through the video at first time and again, one time or two time again. And after understanding this video lecture, you may consult your book, textbook, and it will be easily conceivable. Now we shall concentrate on the second topic, instantaneous velocity. It will require another page. So this is page number 5. Suppose this is x-axis. Actually, this is time axis, and this is y-axis or displacement axis. Okay, and a particle is moving along this. This is the graph. The graph of function x is a function of t. That means displacement x, this is displacement axis, displacement, and this is time. t in second, and x in meter, the same ant that is alive, still alive, and that is moving along x-axis also. And you are watching the movement of the creation ant to study physics. Okay. So here there are several points P1 to P2 according to your book, figure 3.6. Okay. So this is point P1, this is point P2, this is point Q1, this is point Q2, this is point T1, this is point T2, etc. etc. There are so many points P, Q, R, S, T, etc. etc. And we are joining line the point P1 and P2 by a line. So this is the line joining P1 and P2. Similarly, this is the line joining Q1 and Q2, and this is the line joining T1 and T2. So when we know this time is T1 and this time is T2, that means this time interval is termed as delta T. Okay. Now when this point P1 approaches to Q1 and P2 approaches to Q2, we will get another time interval according to our drawing. The time interval will be given by from Q1, one line will be drawn here and another line will be drawn from Q2. So the time interval is reduced. This is a new time interval. Actually, the time interval was initially this was time interval. This was time interval, double arrow. And for second case, this is the time interval. And for the third case, if we measure the time interval for the third case, so gradually the time interval is reduced. The time interval is reducing. Look here. At first this was time interval, then this is time interval, and then this is time interval. Now when the particle moves from one point to another point, particle moves from P1 to P2, then time interval is this. When particle moves from Q1 to Q2, then time interval is this. When particle moves from T1 to T2, the time interval is this. So when the particle moves very small distance, the time interval delta t, time interval will be nearly equal to 0, that is tends to 0 according to knowledge of calculus, according to our idea of calculus. Time interval is equal to delta x, delta t tends to 0, and within that time, if displacement is equal to delta x, then within limit delta t tends to 0, it is called dx by dt, differential coefficient of x with respect to t. And this ratio or this expression, this differential coefficient Actually, it is not a ratio. It is differential coefficient of x or derivative of x with respect to t. This expression gives instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. So for instantaneous velocity, this idea, that means when time delta t tends to 0, this idea is essential to discuss about the concept of instantaneous velocity. And this is the expression. So we can say V instantaneous or simply V is equal to dx by dt or ddt of x or derivative of x with respect to time. So this expression you must remember, this is the first equation or first formula. V is equal to dx by dt. And you must remember this. Where x is a function of t. X is a function. Now in your book there is a problem. There are so many problems in your book. Page number, you have to open the page number 45. So we are taking another page. Page number 45. The position of an object. I am writing the problem at first. The position of an object moving along x-axis the position of an object moving along x-axis is given by x is equal to a plus bt square. A plus bt square, where a is equal to 8.5 meter, b is equal to 2.5 meter per second square, and t is measured in second. What is the velocity at t is equal to 0 second and t is equal to 2 second? What is the average velocity between t is equal to 2 seconds and t is equal to 4 seconds. Now it will be easy to understand by you, as you have already learned the basic idea of calculus and also the idea about average velocity and also about instantaneous velocity. Now we have x is equal to answer x is equal to a plus bt squared, or v is equal to dx by dt plus this is equal to 0 plus v into 2 into t this is equal to 0 plus 2 bt. That means the velocity v is equal to 2 bt. Now, what is the velocity at t is equal to 0? At t is equal to 0, v is equal to 0. At t is equal to 2 seconds, v is equal to 2 into v into 2, that is equal to 4b, and 4b, 4 into v is equal to 2.5. 2.5. So 4 into 2.5 is equal to 10, and unit of v would be meter per second.